going on, guys? Alright, we got something cool today. It's the Mutation X RTA by Indulgence. It's actually the MT-RTA. Looks pretty sick. I'm going to do a quick first look on it, and then I'll go do a build on it, show you the build, wick it up, vape it, and we'll talk about it, see how what I think. Let me get a quick vape. Still using the Super Tank Mini. It's like the best. Nice, nice. Alright. So it comes in a nice little plastic box here. I purchased this, I think, Vapor DNA. Vapor DNA is where I got it. It's a little expensive. I think it was like 40 bucks. I'll double check. But, whatever. So let's take a look at this bad boy. Looks like it's a top fill, maybe? Let's see. Yep. Top fill, you got the little hole right there. Top comes off pretty easy. Hopefully this one's a little bit better than the Bellis for that. Looks like your airflow control comes right off. From there. Like you unscrew this. Yep, that came right out. It's pretty cool. I don't smell any machine oil yet, but by the looks of this one, I probably will clean it out. Looks like it needs it. Let's take a look at this. Those threads are kind of crunchy. Did you hear that? Man, I can't even get back on there. Those are the crunchiest threads I've had in a long time. You hear that? Holy crap. I can actually see. I doubt you'll be able to see them, but there's little... Yeah, there's no way with this light. So I can actually see little divots in the threads. It's very odd. It looks like the top part of this is pressure fit on. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think the top is supposed to come off. You got a little O-ring on top there. Pretty standard. It's really light. Really light material. The base feels good. Nice and chunky. Yep, there's a little bit of machine oil on here. Got like a little divot out of the finish on there too. See that shiny right there? I don't know if that's supposed to be there or not. Actually, definitely not. It's a dent. Man, this thing's all beat. I'm probably going to contact them on this. That's dented in. I literally just took the plastic off this and am playing with it for the first time right now. Whatever. Alright, so you got adjustable airflow. Two big old slot, well, one big slot on this side. And then the other side, it's got a really big slot. But that's, I think, for if you want to do, yeah, single airflow. So you can open that one up and close the other one off. It's cool, I guess. I don't really smell too much. Yeah, I smell a little machine oil. Gotta tell you, that dent is really pissing me off. Let me see if I can fix that, maybe. Might be contacting DNA on this one. It's right in the channel, so I don't want it to mess things up. It's a little better. That's a little better. Hopefully it doesn't cause me any issues. I don't know. Alright guys, I'm going to go throw a build on this bad boy. And probably wick it up. And I'll show you how I wick it. And I'll throw it together and we'll see what I think. I'm going to wash it out too. Looks kind of dirty. Not real thrilled with the machine quality on this one. Hopefully the vape's good though. Alright, I'll be back in just a minute. It'll be a couple seconds for you, like 10 or 15 minutes for me. Later. Damn, that's good. The build is done. Came out pretty good. Let me get this in focus here. Not bad. This is a 24 gauge around a 2mm whatchamacallit there, 2mm dowel. I'm gonna go wick it up. I'll show you guys how I wick it, and then we'll vape it and talk about it. Be right back. All wicked up and juiced up. So as you can see, I use a ton of cotton with this bad boy. Now, come on. And you just stuff it all in those wells. Just stuff it right in there. And it works great. So let me go ahead and put this together, juice it up, and we'll vape. So as you can see, it's quite vapey in here because I was taking a couple of test strips to make sure my build was good. It's rocking out pretty sweet. Bring this up a bit. This is a 8 wrap per side, dual coil, 0.29 build. It was 24 gauge, around a 2mm, whatever, dowel. And I'm rocking at 56 watts right now. It is performing great. Let's try closing this airflow off a little bit. Let's go halfway. Man, that's really good. I don't know what it is about this room. I cough. Everywhere else I don't cough. This is a great RTA. This is like my favorite to build on. I mean, this is only my second build on it. But so far, because you wick it the way I've always wanted to wick these tanks, you just jam a bunch of cotton in it. And it works really well. Wicking it as much as I did, I had these two builds. I have not gone a dry hit. It uses a fair amount of juice, but that's because of my build. Flavor's awesome. It's just so easy. The top fill is pretty good on it. The trick I've been doing is I wait until this thing's like dry, like bone dry, and then I fill it. And I haven't had any issues. I put even more wick in this time than I did last time, so I'm curious to see if I still have that issue. And the one time it did flood, it was like halfway full, and I was gonna go out, so I was just gonna fill it real quick, and it just flooded on me. But if I wait until it's like down, like low, really low, I mean, even sometimes you can vape this thing until it's dry, and then I'll go ahead and fill it, and I haven't had any issues. A little bit of gurgling, but nothing I can't deal with when I do it that way. It doesn't, you know, it is a small chamber, so you don't need a ton of power. I had some Clapton coils in this. It's actually triple twisted 28 Claptons, and they're a little too big. I think they might have been touching the side a little bit because I was getting some funky flavor every once in a while. But I think that was my fault. I just went too big. Like it might have barely cleared, but it was too big. And it was the same diameter, just didn't fit. You could definitely do, I think I could probably do maybe 3mm, just barely, with 24 gauge, and I think it might fit. That'd probably be my next build. But overall, I gotta say, this thing is just performing awesome. It was a little noisy with the airflow halfway. I can even crank this up some more. Let's go to 60. And again, this is going to vary on your build at what power you use. Just great. You open up the airflow, you get good clouds. I don't know why I cough when I do these videos. I think it's the combination of talking and vaping, but this one, I like it better than the Bellis. I think the Bellis has more potential, like maybe on the V2, if they improve a couple of things. But the wick method on this is my favorite RTA ever. And like I said, so long as you vape it down really low, you can fill it without an issue. I mean, just a little gurgling, nothing crazy. But that's it, guys. By the way, I'm vaping Golden Ticket in this, and it's pretty delicious. I'm going to do a review on it soon. Chocolate milk. Alright, guys. That's it. Well, let me go over pluses and minuses. The build deck. It's really nice, but the screws back off super easy. I actually had to pull out my big screwdriver to get it tight enough to where they didn't back off with the 24 gauge wire. I didn't have as much of a problem with the Clapton, but there's a little more to crush there. So those screws are a little bit of a pain in the ass, but you can get around it pretty easily. This did come dented. It's right there. You probably won't be able to see it now because I've bent it out. Anyway, trust me, there's a dent there. I took a pair of pliers and bent it out. Hasn't been an issue, but you know, that kind of sucks. The O-rings work well. The threads for the chimney section that go over your build are super crunchy. I mean, the crunchiest threads I've had in a really long time. I mean, you can actually see, if you look at them, that they're just crunchy. And I mean, they grind on almost. You can hear it. Zink, zink, zink. So that's a minus. The drip tip, non-removable. So I hope you like metal drip tips. Other than that, everything else is a plus. I really like the airflow on it. I really, really like the performance of it. You can just chain vape this thing. No issues there. The top fill, I like it. It's good. Like I said, don't try to fill it halfway through, halfway full. It's not going to be a good day. It's not going to work out good for you. The airflow is pretty good. It's not too loose. It stays where it's supposed to stay. The drip tip, although it's non-removable, I do like it. I end up resting my lips on the top here, and it works really well. You can see the bubbles coming up there. This thing wicks awesome. And the great, like, that's my favorite thing about this tank is wicking it. Because most tanks you have to wick it a special way so that you don't get flooding and you don't get dry hits and whatever. This, you literally just cram as much wick as you can fit through your coil down. And I go all the way down. You can actually see the cotton chilling out in there between the holes. And it wicks great. You just jam it in there. It's the best, like the best wicking method. If I wick the bellows like this, dry hits nonstop. If I wick the Billow V2 like this, dry hits nonstop. This thing, you just literally cram your wick in there, and it's really good. I mean, I can't say enough about it. It's really very good. The minuses, easily improved. I mean, all they need is a finer thread on their screws. The crunchiness, again, better machining. But I feel like this tank overall is going to be my favorite RTA, and it's mostly because of the wicking and how well it works. I did read some reviews on this before I built it, and that's what everybody says: just jam as much cotton as you can in there. And it's absolutely true. I mean, you guys saw it when I showed you my wicking. Tons of cotton in there. I mean, pretty much as I could fit through the coil. Now, I did move it back and forth in the coil to free it up a little bit on the inside of the coil. But, man, it works great. Not even close to a dry hit. Flavor is awesome now that the cotton's broken in. Yeah, I mean, you just see bubbles for days up there. It's just wicking really well. That's about it. You could definitely do some really high-powered builds in here if you wanted to. It performed. I mean, this is not far from an RTA. Favorite RTA today, for sure. Alright guys, that's it. It's gone on long enough. If you're stuck around, please subscribe. I'm going to be doing a giveaway of a whole bunch of e-juice. You can see it in my video. I did a e-juice giveaway video. All you gotta do is subscribe and comment on there, and you're in. That's it, nothing crazy. Yeah. Get one. It's great. Just stuff a whole bunch of cotton in it.